All right, what's going on, you guys? Happy Wednesday. Happy September. I hope you all had an amazing Labor Day weekend. I know a couple of you guys were on the supervisor call just now, so amazing vision got us all hyped up about the future and what's possible. JJ Mikowski, president's team member, just like crushed it. So a lot of us are in a good space right now, and if you didn't get a chance to be on, definitely watch the recording or get to supervisor as soon as possible, or reach out to me and I'll explain all the nuggets that I got. Okay. But I wanted to host this call, first of all, just to get all the leaders on the line. I know a lot of you guys probably don't even know each other. So this is a great way to just get on a Zoom call, see each other's faces, and, just talk a little bit more about what your visions are for 2020 and really what the future looks like. Because as a lot of you guys know, lots of stuff has changed in the past, like I'd say even a couple of months, since Extravaganza, being inside that event, just seeing all the changes and all the people moving has gotten me inspired. And I know a lot of you guys as well, just to really do this new model of Nutrition Club. So I wanted to get you all on. And before I get into all the content and exciting things, I wanted to just turn it over to you guys real quick, just so you can introduce yourselves. And just share a little bit about, what you're excited about. You can share your name, maybe your position in the marketing plan, how long you've been in Herbalife, and just what you're excited about, because I think getting to know each other is important. Everyone, on here is obviously on the same team. So just to get to know each other, it could be like 30-second share real quick, and then we'll get into the rest of the call. So you can unmute yourselves. And yeah, Heather just popped in. Yeah, go for September, intention for being on the line. So yeah, you could just introduce yourself a little bit, and then what your intention is for being on this call.
My name's Keisha Avila. I've been with Herbalife. It's going on 2 years now. I did fall off for a little bit because we've been PCSing and moving around a lot. So it's a little harder for me to get in the field because I always have to rebuild. I feel like I have to start all over. My goal right now, since my husband's coming back from deployment this weekend, got the big okay. I am going to launch my satellite club. So that's my goal starting on Monday. I'm actually doing a networking event. I planned it, have flyers out for September 14th. So I'm actually inviting tons of people that have their own businesses to come and try out the shakes, teas. He's barbecuing. So I'm really trying to grow something here. My goal right now is to get active supervisor and then Royal Team. That's my 90-day goal as of right now. So I'm really excited. Thank you.
What's up, everybody? This is Nicole calling in from Stafford, Virginia. Just moved here today. Whoop, whoop. I'm super fired up to be in a new environment. I feel like I have a lot of opportunity to grow and introduce this wonderful, amazing opportunity to lots of new people. I'm thinking about creating a flyer and starting a community event where Sunday at 7 do a community soccer game and then introduce people to the rebuild shakes. But definitely got a lot of brainstorming left to do. I've been in the business for 2.5 months, so I'm very optimistic about the future and growing and blowing this up big down here in Virginia. So super excited.
I'll go. Hi, sorry you can't see me right now, but I'm Ashley, and I started, I think it was towards the end of April, so it's been about almost 5 months now. I'm super excited for this month because I now have an accountability partner, and she's on this line, and her name's Nicole, and she's killing it, and I'm so excited that she's my accountability partner because she's obviously doing something right that's making her, really excited and pushing herself. And so hopefully between the two of us, we can push each other and get to active supervisor quickly. I'd love us to both be there soon. So that's my goal. And what was the other thing? Intention of the call, or I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I'm not really sure what this call is, to be honest. I was just told to come on this Zoom, but my intention is just to take in everything that Blaine or Heather or anybody else has to say and use it, take it into action and all that fun stuff. So, yeah, nice to meet you.
Awesome. Kim, I'm not sure if you're able to share. If you can, if not, just put something in the chat if you can type, and if not that either.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Awesome.
I had to re-download this. There we go.
There you go.
Okay, so I've actually been super busy. We just had our third baby. My husband went back to finish his deployment. He comes home Christmas Eve. So I've also got a new job with an insurance advisory company. So open enrollment's coming around. I've been working like 8 to 7, 8 to 10. And then, like, of course, I have 3 kids, so I'm busy when I get home. So my vision right now is actually unclear, but my downline, I have her as my accountability. So we're making sure to kind of focus on ourselves right now before trying to jump back in and having expectations for helping other people. So honestly, to be 100% with you guys, my intention's not 100% clear. Elise, so her and I are kind of chugging at it together, but I definitely need to like revision, kind of regroup and reset myself. So I don't have a clear vision yet, but I'd like to get one.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you guys so much for sharing, and obviously just being on this call. I asked you guys, and I wasn't super specific on like what exactly I was going to talk about, for a good reason, because I wanted to just see who was going to show up, and who was serious, and I did mention what my future was going to look like, and I hope that was important to you guys. So I'm glad you guys are all on.
You matter, Blaine. You matter.
Hey, we all matter, right? All lives matter. So, I think, first of all, I just feel really special. And, I just want to acknowledge you guys for being on, saying yes to Herbalife and me, because it takes something to, really put yourself out there. Number one, it's like, for me, I remember like when I first said yes 7 years ago, I was so excited, but I had no idea. And I was like so scared. I was like, you mean I got to speak in front of people? I got to be a leader. I got to like do things for people. And I had never been any of that stuff. So for me, it was a big like culture shock. And, meeting all these new people that I was going to call my family, my team and all that, like it was so new to me, and I was 23 years old, and now being 30 this year, it's just crazy to think about all these things coming full circle. And, I know Keisha, Kim, you guys, being a little bit more experienced, and then, coming back after your kids and having a lot of different things happen and change. Like, you guys have stuck it out. So I want to acknowledge you guys. And Ashley and Nicole, you guys being brand new, and having a no problem attitude and just like being a yes and sticking it out with all these new changes and model shifts. It's really, really exciting time. And I know a lot of you guys share, like maybe your vision isn't that clear right now. So my intention is this call is hopefully going to give you a little bit better idea of where your vision can be at for 2020, because I really do think that this next year can be the year that changes all of our lives if you really wanted to. And for a couple reasons, but the main one being because I have never seen myself live outside of LA. And this is like the first time I've like seriously considered moving, because I want to move in this period of time that like I can speak, only on the 7 years I've been in, but I know Heather feels the exact same way. We see each other every day, so we talk about this all the time, but I don't think there's ever been a clearer picture on how Herbalife can be built and how you can get to press team than right now in this time in Herbalife. And JJ, we just did a call with him and he talked about it. He's like, this model, Nutrition Club model, and how fast it can duplicate. Like he went, if you guys weren't on the call, he went from literally making I think it was like a little less than $7,000 a month to now $50,000 a month in like less than 2 years. You know, he's 30 years old. He lives in Ohio, small town. He has 36 clubs in his organization now, you know, and he started with like 5, and, you know, this was like 3 years ago. So you can just see how fast this can happen. And for me, it's like, I want that type of growth. You know, I want to impact small towns because LA is great, but I know there's so much more available in like where people need to be helped in these small towns. And a lot of you guys are in small towns, right? Like I know Ashley, you know, we've talked about it, and you're in LA right now, but we've talked about moving, you know, or opening a club elsewhere. And this is where I want to go with it. So, you know, this call, I wanted to get you guys on just to see, first of all, where you guys were at, right? And if it's, like I said, if it's not clear right now, hopefully it's a little bit more clear, and we can talk more in the future about this as well. But I'm going to decide literally in the next like 3 to 6 months to move somewhere outside of LA, you know, and I don't know exactly where that's going to be. And that's why I want to really get everyone on the call to rally and just talk about where it's going to be, because, you know, I want to work with somebody obviously that's very serious and that's producing and action. So, you know, this is like literally a very, very small time frame that you guys have all the opportunity in the world to literally say, I'm going to go into 2020 like in massive action, right? I want to literally take over my community, get into satellite, you know, do pop-ups and do tea drops and everything you can possible in your power around your kids and your life and all that, right? But I will say this is a time that will never come again, because I plan to literally move somewhere and build for the next like 3 years, Prez team and beyond, with whoever's the most serious. And I don't want to, I don't want to make it so that's like so much pressure on, you know, you guys, like, oh, I have to like perform and do all this. It's like, no, like you're going to do it regardless, because you want to, you know, impact people and you want to do Herbalife because it's really what you're about and it's part of your purpose in life. But I will say, you know, having someone that's been in for 7 years, you know, I've had these conversations with a lot of you guys, like, and of course, you know, signing a lease and building a club somewhere where you guys can just open and work out of and build you with your team. I mean, that's pretty valuable. It doesn't happen very often. And I've never been in this space ever where I wanted to do this. So this is like a really crazy, different time for me to even say this, which is like insane for me to say that I'm not going to be living in LA anymore for a little bit. Right. And so, yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I wanted to just give you guys a couple notes on where, you know, this can actually go from this call, right? So I already said who's the most serious, right? And what I mean by that is like who's producing, okay? So I know a lot of you guys have had STSs, right? So if you guys are bringing guests, okay, that's where it starts, right? Are you bringing people to the events? Are you going to the events and always having people in mind? So are you making your list every single month? Right? Are you inviting to it and building that local community and structure? Because you can have clients and you can have new people coming into your business, but if they're not duplicating in terms of like community and in terms of actual local structure at the like corporate events, it's a little tough. It's a little tough to build that momentum inside your business, right? And I can attest to that. I've had people where I've had 40 plus at events, and then I've had like 1 at events, right? And so my business was always all over the place. So I know when people are at events, that's when they're serious. So that's the first thing. Okay, the second thing is, are you doing local events outside of STS, right? Are you doing fit clubs? Are you doing satellites? Are you doing soccer? Like I know Cole shared, you want to do a soccer event. It could be community nights, right? It could be women's empowerment. I know some of you guys have, you know, started talking about that stuff, but anything that's consistently growing your business and inside your community where you live, because that's really what's going to matter, is how you saturate your city and your family and your community in this next 6-month period, right? And then, of course, saving money, right? If I'm going to go into a lease, or if I'm going to sign a lease, I want people that can literally say, I'm going to step foot in that club. I can order my retail inventory for products, and I can help build out, and I can actually do this with you, right? So these are all the things that maybe you can start thinking about. And if this is like super overwhelming and maybe something that you're just now like getting like introduced to, sit with it for a minute, right? Maybe this isn't something that you want. Maybe you don't want to build a nutrition club and work out of one. But if this is something that you are excited about, and I'm pretty sure it is because I've talked to all you guys individually, but if nutrition club model is really what you guys see for your future and how you see this working for your families and for everything that you wanted inside of Herbalife, I'm going to just tell you, like, this is the best way to build. Like, I've done pretty much every other model. So I can say, like, I've never seen a model like this in my life and inside of Herbalife that works so well for anybody, not just like a certain person or personality. It's like anybody can do Herbalife and inside this model and be successful, like literally anybody. So I've never seen that before. And that's kind of what I wanted to just go over. You know, I think having that in mind, at least I'm setting you guys up now to really understand what it's going to take, so that, let's say, when 2020 does come around, you're not just like, oh shoot, what now? Okay, Blaine's already in, you know, whatever state, and I didn't do enough work because, you know, X, Y, and Z happened, right? Which is totally fine. Like, it's not like the end of the day, it's not the end of the world if you're not going to be doing the work right now. But I'm just telling you, this is like a chance and opportunity for you to have all this happening inside of this little pocket and time frame. If you commit and decide, like, literally, I'm going to sacrifice whatever I need to have this momentum created inside of my community, so that Blaine wants to open in, you know, whatever state it is. So I wanted to open up the line, and I didn't know if Heather, I know if you wanted to share anything about the model or anything. I know we talk a lot about just like how excited we are. And by the way, you know, you guys know Heather. She's 20K, right? She's set for life. She doesn't have to be on a call like this. She doesn't have to do any of these Zooms. She doesn't have to do T drops with me or be inside of Fit Life or do any of this stuff, right? She can literally retire tomorrow, be with a baby, travel on a yacht, and still make 40, 50K a month for the rest of her life. Okay. And then she could pass it to her baby boy. And when she, you know, when her family continues to have generations to come, they're all going to continue getting press team checks for the rest of their lives. Right. So all I'm saying is she doesn't have to do this. And the fact that she's actually putting in the time and effort to be on these calls and support, you know, our team. I just want to say thank you to Heather, first of all, but also it says something about this time in Herbalife, right? And I don't know if you wanted to touch on a little bit, Heather, but I know how excited she is and how much we've talked about this new model and where it's going. But she's going to Chairman's Club and 50K and all that, so she ain't done. And this is the time. So Heather, I don't know if you wanted to just say something real quick, but we'd love to just have you share a little bit.
Yes, B, I think you laid out this call so perfectly. So well done. There wasn't that much more for me to add because you did it so well. And, you know, I'm so grateful for Blaine. Like, you know, we love working together here in LA with Ashley. So this conversation isn't necessarily the easiest one because we love our current life. Like, we really do. And at the same time, like, I tell Blaine all the time, I'm like, until you're making $10,000 a month and $20,000 a month and 30, you know, like, I will not stop. Blaine is one of my favorite humans on the planet. So, you know, it's just been such a blessing to get to have the time that we have together. And I know we will always work this closely, no matter what cities we're in. And at the same time, like, we've been having this like conversation. It's like, I was just in Oklahoma. I was the featured speaker there 2 weekends ago. And it just got me like even more. I mean, I spent the last year traveling the country to see what's going on all across the country with clubs. And I love LA. I'm actually not personally moving. I will be doing satellite and figuring out how to, you know, do the business here in a large city. However, after what I've seen around the country and how committed I am to seeing Blaine and each of you who choose to going to President's Team and K's and Diamonds and setting up your life forever the way I have been able, so blessed to have done, I'm so clear that this is the right decision. And I'm so clear that Blaine, you know, deciding to, you know, have Pasadena will always be kind of like, you know, LA will be his like, you know, home base. But for this like time period to take advantage of being in the places that
you know, each of you live. Ashley's from, you know, like you're all in the cities that it makes sense to be in. And that's why we were like, let's have this call. Because Blaine could go anywhere, right? I mean, we all know like Blaine's got a following. He could probably figure this stuff out. And at the same time, right, because he's dynamic and he will do it and he will do the work and he'll figure it out. And at the same time, there's the four of you and there's Connie and there's, you know, I know summer's opening in Carson City already, like that's already happening. So there's these amazing people, you know, Nicole just moved to Virginia to say like, do you want to be the one, right? You've got to map out Active World Team if you have not already. Put that on your sheet. I will map out Active World. I love Active Supervisor. I love the World Team goals. Active World Team. Okay, and if that feels way over your head, that's no problem. Okay, it probably will. And at the same time, you will hit Active Supervisor and World Team on the way to Active World Team. Active World Team is the key. Okay, when you hit Active World Team, that means you have consistent retail, consistent money coming in, you have a team, you're duplicating, you actually know how to do Herbalife, and you will be feeling very equipped to run a club. Okay, so the goal is who can get to Active World Team the fastest. It's kind of like this really fun game. And the thing is like, you know, you're not always in this place where you have 5 people running together. Am I right? It's the 4 of you and Connie. Is there anyone else that I'm forgetting, Blaine? That's those 5. Okay. So all 5 of you making the run to Active World Team together is so cool. Do you know how many people are sitting there like in some city, in some state, trying to just be like, well, I'm going to go figure this thing out by myself. Like, how fun if we create this thing where it's like, and I'm in it too, because I'm building new Active World Teams. So like, I want to build my next Active World Team. So I'll go for it with you. I just got D as my latest Active World Team member. I'm working to get Angelica and John to Active World Team. I have a new distributor, Sandra. She was actually a preferred member for 10 years. Let me tell you the conversations I've had with her today. She is definitely on her way to Active World Team, let me tell you. So I'm doing it with you, right? Blaine's like, who's my next Active World Team line, right? And of course, supporting all of you. So Blaine and I want to support each of you in hitting Active World Team together, right? And making this run together. And it makes it so fun when you're going together, right? It's like, where are you at? And what are you doing? Like you heard Ashley, like this is the most excited I've heard Ashley because she's like, I've got an accountability partner with Nicole, you know? Because when you have that camaraderie and you're like, we're going together, you feel excited. So although Nicole and Ashley are accountability, that's Kimberly and Keisha, you're part of the accountability too. You know, you're part of it. So, you know, I'm just excited for each of you. I am so like, if you talk to, I mean, we just got off the Zoom with JJ. He is literally one of my favorite people in Herbalife. And to hear like the clarity around the top level leaders in the company around 2020 and around the next 3 years to 3 to 5 plus years. I mean, it'll be forever, but like this window of time in this company, like I've never seen it. I've been in Herbalife for 12 and a half years. It'll be 13 in 2020. I have never seen this before. So we get to be a part of one of the coolest phases this company has ever seen. 40th anniversary next year, biggest wave. Yes, I am so blessed for the income I already have, the life I already get to live. And I'm just imagining, right? You guys saw those numbers that JJ put up. That's my income and then some. So I don't show it all the time. I'm happy to show it. Anytime you want to look at my BizWorks, you're welcome to look at it. But seriously, like it's so fun. The coolest thing about Herbalife is it's one thing to have a way to get to that kind of income yourself. And it's a whole nother thing to be so clear that you can teach all these people that you love, Ashley, Keisha, Nicole, Kimberly, of course, Blaine, Connie, all of these people in the organization. I mean, I have thousands of people in my organization and I'm like, all of these people can go too. Like everyone, like I saw someone post into the comments, like, this is a way for me to do all the things I've ever wanted to do for my family. And like, where can you find that? Like, I've never been offered that any other place in my life, you know, until I found Herbalife. So anyway, I am just so excited for each of you. I'm excited for this to be fun, but also I'm excited for this to stretch you. And I'm going to kind of land on that for a moment, okay? Because wherever you've been up until this point, you've got more in you. Nicole, I know you're brand new. Ashley, you're still new. I get it. And at the same time, I believe each of you can do more, can be more, can become more. You actually are already more, and now you get to step into it. Like, you truly get to choose whether you want to step into the next version of yourself. Whether you want to do the personal development day in, day out that it's going to take to become that active world team member, to become the leader you want to be for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your future family, for your future, for your future. Like, you get to decide. And if you're ready for that, like, this is an opportunity that Blaine and of course I'm here too, is saying, like, let's go. Like, let's do this. Is it going to be easy? No. You guys really didn't see how I worked. And I still work my butt off, right? But like, the work it took to get to here, most of you never saw because you're newer in the business, right? Like, I was talking to a Millionaire team member yesterday because she really wants to get to President's team. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've worked 7 days a week the moment I decided I was going to go like do Herbalife. Like, I don't think I've ever not worked 7 days a week. Now, do I ever take time off? Of course. I was in Europe for like 10 days, like, blessed, And do I love my life? I freaking love my life. That's part of the reason I work 7 days a week, because it doesn't feel like work, right? And I've decided my schedule. Like, my schedule is chosen. It's not mandatory, right? Like Blaine said, like, I really can decide. Like, I've decided my weekends are with Eli. Do I still do calls sometimes and Zoom sometimes? Yeah. But I've decided my schedule, like, I don't go into Fit Life on the weekends. That was a decision I made, and that was a hard decision, but it was a decision I made at a certain point in the business. Up until then, I was Saturdays from, 7 a.m. till 5 p.m. for years, right? And most people didn't see that phase of the business. So it was worth every minute of it. It was worth every time I wanted to quit. It was worth every time it was hard. It was worth every time I was challenged. And I'm so freaking grateful that I never gave up and that I never quit and that I kept going and that here we are talking about this for you to live the life that you deserve to live. So I'm so excited for you. I'm trying to think if there was anything else, but I'll turn it back over to you, B. I'm just so excited for each of you. And let's make this active world team run. Let's go.
I love it. Thank you so much, Heather. Yes, race to active world team. That's what I put in the chat. It's so exciting. I always think about this business too, and I'm like, where else would you go to have healthy competition with people, like, to just literally change more lives? I mean, and to live the life of your dreams. I don't know, and having accountability around that is just so exciting for me. And I know something that Heather mentioned, like, just being, this new wave. I also think about how young we all are on this line. Like, everyone on this line, is in their 20s. I think, I'm pretty sure, right? I just turned 30, so I'm still young, right? I'm gonna be young at 50, right? So it don't matter. But I'm just saying, we have energy right now. Like, we have excitement around our lives. We have a large future ahead of us. Okay, and in this special time in Herbalife and in this new wave, you have the opportunity to say, like, all right, these next 6 months, like, what if I just do a little bit more, sacrifice a little bit more, save a little bit more, go on vacation a little less, all that stuff adds up over 6 months. And if you really do take that time and dedicate these next 6 months to the future for the rest of your life, basically, who knows what can happen, right? Like Heather said, all the time that she worked and now to see her life and how she lives, I mean, I think it's worth it, right? And so all we're saying is, this is literally a pivotal time inside of the company, inside of this team, inside of everything happening right now. So it's on you guys, right? And maybe it's you reconnecting with your why and really thinking about why you actually want to do this. Because if it isn't something you want and you're not connected to the reason why, of course, you're not going to take the action, right? So you got to get really clear on your why going into 2020. Maybe it's creating a vision board. Okay, I don't know if you guys do vision boards in the new year. Maybe you start a vision board 3 months before the new year, okay? Especially for 2020, because it's going to be a crazy big year. 2020 vision, I mean, you think about that too, right? Clear vision, like 2020 sight. Like, when does that ever happen? One time ever in the history of mankind, right? So that's something to think about. And I would just say, if coming out of this call, if you guys are watching this recording too, Connie, I'm gonna send this to you. So definitely reach out. And if you guys have questions, I want to say this real quick, or anything that you ever need, I want you guys to reach out. Okay. I don't want to have to be the person to always like text you and be like, how's your DMO going? Right. Or how's your month going? Or, like, I want you to tell me, this is how my month's going. This is how many guests I have at STS. This is how many new clients I'm going for. This is, my goal every single day, if it has to be every single day, because that's what I want from you guys, right? And that's the same thing with clients and people that are going to be serious in your business. You're going to learn real quick who wants it, right? And who really is serious, because they're going to be the ones to bug you and ask questions and do everything and fail forward until literally like there is nothing else, and you're just in action and you're just doing it, right? So a couple things if you guys want to take away from this call, obviously reconnecting to your why, creating a vision board, if that's something you're excited about. Even if it's digital, it doesn't have to be like a scrapbook, right? Like old school. It could be digital. It's super easy. It takes 5 minutes. And then accountability, okay? So I know Nicole and Ashley shared that they're accountability partners. Kim and Keisha and Connie, if that's something you guys also want to be involved in, like, let's talk. Let's reach out to me after this call, and we can definitely set something up so you guys can have some more serious partnerships or triads amongst accountability, okay? And then obviously a DMO, going into from extravaganza next year, 2020, going backwards every, month, 3 months from quarterlies to STSs, having a DMO, it breaks down to the day. And what does your perfect day look like so that you're building towards those monthlies and those quarterlies and then next year's extravaganza, right? So having a DMO for a 90-day plan or even 30-day plan is something, if you guys don't have yet, something to really, really get on paper, get in your notes, and then, of course, daily check off. And if you guys want support with that, definitely reach out as well. And that's pretty much all I had, okay? So I know you guys have been on for 45 minutes now. You guys are taking notes. You're still listening. You're very engaged. So I assume that this means that you're excited, right? And that you're serious and that you want this. Okay. And I want this for you as well. Right. And I know when I make my move, I will not have worked that hard since I started Herbalife. And when I started Herbalife, I mean, I was going through sleepless nights because I was so freaking fired up about the future, and I had never seen a vision for my life ever. Like, I had no direction in my life. And this is kind of one of those times where I feel that again. And I'm like, I want to be able to get out of bed, and I know I'm going to do at least 100 invites every single day in whatever town I choose and blow it up and get that club like rocking to like 300 plus memberships a day, right? And then duplicate that and franchise and blow up 20, 30, 40 in that area, and then go do it again, right? And that's just something that I haven't felt in a long time. So if you guys haven't like felt that in a while as well, like, there's a reason why a lot of you guys came back, right? Summer just came back from last year being out of the business for 4 years and about to open up a club right now. Okay, so you never know who is going to be in your business. They could be your preferred member right now. Heather just shared 10 years and as a preferred member, right? Sandra's now wanting to be a distributor, going to hit Active World Team probably, right? So I'm just saying, like, this is all happening for a reason. You guys are all on at this time, and we only have 2020 once in the world ever. So if you guys are excited about it as much as I am, let's do this together. This is a team. I feel like I want to like create a Telegram group with you guys or something, just to have it be like, road to 2020 / Active World Team, and just like have, massive accountability amongst this group, because I want to hear you guys win. Like, I want to hear from Nicole, like, yo, I started my soccer group. I had one person come out and we play one-on-one and have rebuild after, right? I started my soccer group. The next week I had 3 people, right? The next month I had 10 people, 20 people. And now I'm doing satellite for 50 people. And, I'm excited about opening a club, right? Keisha, same thing. Maybe you start something. I know a lot of you guys who are moms, if you guys have kids, like, this is the best thing. You guys can talk about having fit moms, doing something exciting, doing a hike, whatever it is. But I want to hear all the wins that you guys have inside of that Telegram. and how many people and how many numbers, all that stuff, like literally playing the game, because it's going to be great right now and you're so fired up and you have all this energy. But what happens in a month from now, you know, when your kids are giving you a hard time and you're tired, you haven't slept in 3 days and you lost some vision, you haven't been on any calls, right? And you lose a family member. I don't know, stuff happens, right? But it's going to happen. I know it. And going into 2020, when big things are coming, big problems come up too. And I've had a lot of things happen in my journey as well. And I always knew, you know, staying positive and always plugging in and being inside accountability is everything that I always needed, because it got me back on track and focused on my purpose and focused on the future and what I really get to be for people, you know. And it's not for everybody. Like I always say, Herbalife's very hard because you have to become somebody for somebody else and not just for yourself. And it's tough sometimes because, you know, we all have personal things going on, but it's a bigger life to live and really become somebody. But it's so worth it, right? Like literally thinking about, you know, Heather's legacy, how many people she's impacted, how many stories that have her inside of it. You know, I just look up to her so much because I'm thinking about, you know, getting up out of bed and trying to help 1 or 2 people or 10 people. And this lady's helped, you know, hundreds of thousands probably across the world now. Just to think about what it's going to do for your future and your family's future if this is something you want to take on and say yes to, and put others, you know, before yourself sometimes too, right? It sucks. It's really hard, I know, but it's so worth it. And I'm so excited to build this with you guys. So I want to end this call with having you guys just share a little bit maybe about what you got from this call, what you're excited for, and maybe some declarations into 2020, right? If this is something where I wasn't sure why I got on this call, where my vision's at, maybe it was activated along this call. Maybe it wasn't. If not, no problem. You could just share whatever you're excited about. But just take about a minute and just share, you know, what you guys are excited about going into 2020. Vision, goals, maybe going into extravaganza, what pin you're crossing with, stuff like that. Would love to get where you guys are at and where your heads are for the new year.
So I'll share first. I was looking forward to having a lazy day tomorrow, and now I feel super fired up after being on this call. I'm going to dedicate my day to organizing and making flyers and checking out downtown Fredericksburg. It's a small town, but super touristy and busy. So I'm about to go send out massive invitations and get something rolling here on my soccer idea and see where it takes me.
Yes, girl. So I'm excited. I'm going to go tomorrow. I'm going to lug this little girl with me and I'm going to check out local businesses, see, you know, who I can actually impact. If I could start, making my contact list, getting ready for Monday to launch that satellite club. So I definitely want to have a whole list of businesses I can go to all next week. I want to have a calendar, everything scheduled, so I know where I'm going, who I'm going to see. I already got my cups, so I just got to get going. So I'm definitely fired up. Active World team, I'm ready. Who's ready to race? I'm ready.
I'll go. This helped me realize that I kind of need to get back to basics. And I remember like Carrie Ann and Corey, we all had like a vision board party before. And I mean, I'm not in Washington anymore, but I can definitely do like the vision board myself. So I'm a visual learner in person anyways. So definitely gonna make one of those. And I just realized like I'm still in training for this position and I'm in a room of 300 people.
I don't know if you guys know, but Kimberly was actually the one that got me started up again, because she got us back. She got me and a couple other coaches in a group to actually start working on ourselves again. And she made a point, if we're not working on ourselves to be better, we can't actually help anybody else, how are we going to impact anybody else if we're not working on ourselves? So I know you're looking for your vision there, Kimberly, but you're actually making it for everybody else as well. So hopefully you stick with it. I'm here for you, girl.
That's awesome.
Okay, I'll go last. Am I the last one to go? Okay. What happened to Kimberly? Did she?
She probably lost connection. She'll jump back on. It's all good.
So I'm super excited. I actually private messaged Heather and said that I've kind of been self-talking this whole week about how I really just need to honestly get my ass moving. So, I mean, to put it bluntly. So, I mean, this call really fired me up, and I know that there's so much more that I can be doing, and I'm for sure actually going to put into the action to do it now. And I've been talking about getting my satellite club going, and I have all these things wrote down, but I have no action to back it up. So I'm ready to roll with that. Hopefully I can get that going Friday night and over the weekend. Probably more so Sunday, but I'm going to try my best Friday night because I really want to get my satellite club going. My plan is to do just some small little group workouts because that's what I'm most comfortable with right now, rather than just walking into random businesses. And eventually I'll get there, but for right now I want to stick with what I'm comfortable with because I know that I can help people in that way. So just, yeah, super excited to just start putting in action and get to it. So
Love it. Yes. And that's the cool thing. We all get to literally create our own version of a fit club or a community, you know, like anything. It could be like a Zoom call where you just get a bunch of people on and talk about goals or talk about personal development. I mean, I remember we used to do like reading a book with one of my friends. We actually used to read a book, 6 a.m. club, you know, talk about each chapter we were reading and just talk about what we're learning, you know? And I mean, that's a freaking good idea. I might do that again. So, but it's some stuff like that. Literally everyone in this world wants to feel a part of something, wants to grow, and wants to feel purpose in life, right? And all that stuff is provided with everything that we do. So no matter how it looks or how it seems in your mind, it's valuable, okay? So all you got to do is create something and invite to it, and everyone's going to want to say yes. And then, of course, you got to make it exciting and attractive and get fired up about it. Literally, it's your energy on how you promote anything, right? It could be the dumbest idea ever, but you can make it sound like it's Disneyland and everyone will say yes, right? So, awesome. I love it. I love hearing from you guys, and I'm just so excited for everything that's coming. I'm always an excited person, but this is a different excitement. You know, I can always get fired up about something, but I just think I've never had this like clear of a vision for not only myself, but for literally everybody on this call and everyone else in the world, like what's possible with this model inside of this company if you say yes during this time and actually do the work. It's just so exciting. So I love you guys so much. I'm so excited for all of you guys and your futures and everything that's going to be created on this team. I'm going to create a Telegram group right after this, and that way we can take this energy and put it into a group right away and take action. I know a lot of you guys shared what you're excited to take on right after this call. So I'll definitely send this to Connie and so she's not just like, oh, what is this new Telegram group? So she can watch it. And I think all you guys pretty much know Connie, but you know, she's talking about Ridgecrest and opening that with her new fiance. So lots of stuff going on, which is really, really awesome. Heather, did you have anything else? Okay, we're good. So thanks for being on. It's been an hour. So kudos to you guys for putting in the time and listening to me for an hour. I'm just grateful for all you guys and, you know, just so excited. Like we're so young and just so much vision and what we can do for this world. The world needs us right now, and all of our communities and towns definitely need us to put in this work. So thank you guys for saying yes and dedicating your lives to that and changing lives and making this world amazing. So I love y'all. I'll see you guys in the Telegram chats, and let's get it. 2020, baby. It's happening.
Yes. Thank you, Blaine.
Let's go.
Thank you, Heather.
Love you. Let's go. Let's grow.
Let's get it.
Thank you guys so much. I'm really excited. Looking forward to the new Telegram chat. Appreciate you.
Yes.